Continue, please.
Yismach Moshe says that you had to leave the name Yaakov, because when he takes away the Vav from Eliyahu, where are you going to put it? You have to put it someplace. It fits into the name Yaakov, but in the name Yisrael, a Vav doesn't fit in there. So that's why the name Yaakov stayed. So I said this word to this Chanina Harkavi by the bar mitzvah of his son, that his name is Yaakov Yisrael. And then later, after I said it to him, he sat back and he sat down in his place. And later, Rabbi Yaakov Hillel came to the bar mitzvah. I don't know, he knows him from someplace. Came to the bar mitzvah. So Rav Chanina Harkavi said this word to him. Said this word. Rabbi Yaakov Hillel said, "Oh, I never heard that word. I never heard that before." Now, so he came back and he told me that Rabbi Yaakov Hillel said, "I never heard the word." Now, am I going to become a Baal Gaivu over Rabbi Yaakov Hillel because I brought a word that he didn't know? I did not for a second. I didn't become a Baal Gaivu over him. I know he's a tremendous bookie and tremendous. He knows, and he's one of the biggest Mekubalim in the generation, probably. Big Yerei Shamayim. I'm Bahamas offer Tachas Kappas Ragov. There happened to be that I saw a word that he didn't know, so that makes me better. I never had a Hava minute to think I'm better than him. This story, and I remember once when I learned in Kamenitz around 50 years ago, I was walking by in Rehov Ezra, and this is way before he started his yeshiva Havas Shalom with a budget of $100,000 a month. Way before that, there was a little shul. Do you remember that little shul near Jenyan? Ezra.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw at the middle of the night, like 12, 1 o'clock at night, I looked through the window, I saw him sitting there with a group of people. And they were learning Kabbalah. And there was an old Yerushalmi there sitting with them. I think his name was Slotsky. Do you remember? There was
Yeah.
And I saw him listening to Rabbi Yaakov Hillel, and they were talking about Nishmas Hager. I think I told you once.
Yeah.
Nishmas Hager. That's where Nishmas Hager comes from. And I saw Slotsky was Menanea Baroshu. Yeah. He was my cowboy from him. I remember years ago. So I'm over. What am I? I'm over Tachas Kappas Ragov. I'm going to be about, because I happened to see once in the Yismach Moshe word that he didn't know. I'm going to feel myself better than him. So Memela, the Chofetz Chaim says over here, but what happens if somebody talks Lashon Hara? How can you, if you know how small you are, how can you talk Lashon Hara? I mean, so first of all, you see a Havana in what happens in what the person who talks Lashon Hara, what he is. He's not just telling a story. This is already one deep understanding in Kochas HaNefesh that the Chofetz Chaim is telling us. When you talk Lashon Hara on somebody, you're not just telling a story. You're not just exchanging information with somebody. You're feeling yourself, as the Chofetz Chaim calls it, machshives atzmo lechochem uleish banoshim. I'm a somebody. Like this, I thought I was a nobody. You could think I was a nobody. Like, let's say he learned in the Mir. Everybody else, they used to go talk to Rav Nochem and learn, and they would argue. And he just sat in the corner. He was a nobody. Now, he found a certain thing that makes him a chochem and a ish banoshim. That's what happens when you talk Lashon Hara. Now, this you already see us kind of Havana in Kochas HaNefesh the Chofetz Chaim had, and it could be it's based on a Rabbeinu Yonah. I have to look it up inside. He quotes Rabbeinu Yonah, Maimar Kufa and Dalet. I didn't see it now, but you see over here, it's not. Don't think it's the way you think. even though he knows that those people are better than him in so many things. It's already a deep amona in kochas nefesh. So I'm saying like this. And then the Chofetz Chaim goes further. If he would know the nigei atzmo, so lo hoya malig mechaverim, he wouldn't. I mean, malig mechaver, making fun. He's not making fun. He's telling a story that person learns in the middle of Chazoras Hashatz. He's just telling a story. No. The answer is, when you say something bad about the other person, if you look deep down, so what's happening here is that you're making fun of the other person. First of all, what do you have to talk b'chlal? What do you gain from it?
Koev, it's Koev.
It's Koev, yeah. Oh, right. It could be. I'm not saying that not. But that's not an answer in all cases. And there are certain cases where, and especially, you could very easily fool yourself and think it's Koev when it's not really Koev, because let's say if that person would give you money, so then you wouldn't talk on him the same way like you talk on him now. So you see from here that there's a certain union of gaiva over here. It's a way of showing that I'm better than him. But now I want to get to a deeper point. L'chura, if you look at it like if you look at it in a superficial way without making a cheshbon, you could ask yourself, since you know that he's better than you, and it's only one little detail that you're talking on him, why does that make you feel that you're better than him? This little detail is batal berov. Let it be batal berov in your hachnoah, in your admitting, in your being aware that he's really better than you in so many other things. That means 99% of things he's better than me. It's only this one thing that he's not careful, and I am careful. So why does that make me a bal gaiva? See from here a deep yesod. When a person has one nakud of gaiva, I'm better. So the whole personality of the person it goes into this nakuda, and it's used, the whole personality of yours is being used to express the gaiva that you have over that other person. And all this talk that you say, I'm offer tachas kapus raglo, but why does he do this and this? All that is just a hachana for the gaiva over here. It's like saying like this, look at me, I'm a nobody, and still this nobody understands. You're not allowed to talk in the middle, to learn in the middle of Hazar Sasha.
Caplan.
What?
This reminds me of the famous Hasidic word, Re'uma, in the end of Parshas Ani Choshev Vayera. One of the Eniklach of somebody there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Re'uma, Re'u, I'm nothing.
That's also a klipa.
Emet, vaday, yeah.
It's a klipa called Re'uma. Very good. That they say, Re'uma, look what I'm nobody. The whole nobody that you're saying, it's all kedei to put down the other person. It's all kedei to express a certain kind of gaiva. So I'm saying, so the whole personality of this person is putting itself into this one nakuda of gaiva. Comes out. You can't say over here, batal barov, all these lumdas that you're going to use, the little bit of gaiva, batal barov, and all the rest. No, all the rest is like a kisei, a chair for the gaiva to sit on. We'll stop over here, but I just want to say that this idea, you could go on and on and on with examples of showing. I just remember just now about a story I once read about a Kotzker Chassid, where he was sick and he was dying, and he was lying in the bed, and he was turned to the wall, and he was thinking, to say something, the last word. And I said to the Yetzer, I'm not going to say any last words. All you mean is gaiva. That's what you mean when you say last word. And I didn't say anything. Said the Kotzker Rebbe on that story. He thought he won over the Yetzer. The Yetzer won him. Because what did you have to say it over? What did you have to tell this story for? You told this story because of Gaiva. Of course you were kovish the Yetzer of Gaiva, but then to talk about it, that's itself is Gaiva. You see from here how deep these kochas go into a person and how much you have to be careful. But the emes is, I just thought, when the Gra brings the Chazal, that korega v'rega, that a person is quiet, so he's ochel agonus shein kol malach uberya yicholim l'shayim. Because there's so many problems that you go into dibur, that when you keep quiet, ein malach uberya yicholim l'shayim. Look how deep a person is. Look how deep the kochas of a person are. If you read a little bit about the brain, how the brain works, they know very little about how the brain works. But what they do know is there's so many nekudas, dots, molecules, smaller than molecules in the brain, and each one does something, has some food. There'll be one half a molecule that'll stop working. That who knows what'll happen to the person. And that's how deep the kochas hanefesh go, much deeper than that. All this, everything I just now, and a bal avona, a bal seichel will be able to expand on what I'm saying and be marchiv and find more and more tziyurim to this idea. Just one more word before I leave. That Rabbunim Mipshischet, it's an word to certain people. That he says by Lavan said to Yaakov, Yesh le'el yodi la'asasi mochem ra. I could do bad to you. Ve'lohei avichem hem mishom ha'ilai le'ima yishom el-chapen t'dar b'em Yaakov mitov adra. So he says, Hashem told me not to do mitov adra. So he says Rabbunim, the pshat is like this, a Rasha, even though he's not going to do right, but he has to let everybody know Hashem comes to me at night. Like he didn't. And what's the word? The one word. Look how much lies in this one word. Emesh. Last night he told me. What do you have to say last night? What's the difference when Hashem talked to him? Yeah, he wants to say. The meanwhile, he's making an impression as if last night he said to me, Hashem talks to me a lot, but I'll just tell you what he said last night. The meanwhile, you'll see what a great person I am. Last night Hashem said this and this. That look how much gaiva lies in one word. If you keep quiet, you can be saved from all this. Hashem should help us, that we should be zeicha to be careful as much as we can. It says, Chazal say, Eina Kodesh Baruch Hu ba betrunya in B'riyosef. Hashem doesn't come, Hashem is not trying to look for ways to put us down. We have to do it the best we can. Mitzat Sheni, there's a Gemara in the beginning of Sot, the Shminis of Gaiva, you do need. Hashem should help us. We should be zocheh to be over them believe of Shalom. We should be mekayim the Chazal. Amvason Shvalberach. We should have a negia, shayches to all this. And with that, we'll be zocheh to the Shleimus or Amitis.
Wow, amen, amen. Thank you very much, Rabbi Kaplan.